you very much, sir. You look great, my girl.
Thank you, Kanye.
You want to talk about anything, Kanye? I mean, do you think you're being unfairly targeted for the comments you make? You feel like it's unfair? Yes, absolutely. You know, I mean, anti-Semitic statements are never good for anybody, right? It's kind of like being anti-black. But, you know, it's really interesting. I didn't realize that I could be considered anti-Semitic till I read one of the definitions of anti-Semitism. Look at this. The definition says, making mendacious, dehumanizing, demonizing, or stereotypical allegations about Jews as such, or the power of Jews as a collective, such as, especially, but not exclusively. This sounds like a unethical body. What was that? All right, so it says, think about it, that sounds like the type of wording that's in the contracts, right? Indeed. Okay, it says, such as, especially, but not exclusively, the myth about a world Jewish conspiracy or of Jews controlling the media, economy, government, or other societal institutions. But isn't that what you said? That Jews run everything? Yeah, but that actually is considered to be anti-Semitic. Right. So I didn't realize that it was anti-Semitic to say, hey, you know, I have a Jewish attorney, I have a Jewish record label, I have a Jewish contractor, I have a... Do you regret your statements? What statements you think you should be walking back? I mean, considering... What do you mean walking back? Well, you know, backing up off of them. I mean, the thing is, you've lost a lot of endorsements. People are dropping you. You're getting, you know, vilified. You know, I mean, you might think you're right, but I think, you know, there's a whole world out there that's condemning you for what you said. Okay, so this right here is a chart of Universal Studios, 20th Century Fox, ABC News, see Black Lives Matter came out. It made us come together as a people. Now, afterwards, yes, there was some things where the money went. There were some things where it was used in order to push it and vote. There were people behind it involved. That happened, but the general feeling. So when I said that, and I questioned the death of George Floyd, it hurt my people. It hurt the black people. So I want to apologize to hurting them, because right now God has shown me by what Adidas is doing and by what the media is doing, I know how it feels to have a knee on my neck now. So I thank you, God, for humbling me and letting me know how it really felt. Because how could the richest black man ever be humbled other than to be made to not be a billionaire in front of everyone off of one comment that actually, if you look at the definition of DEFCON, it means to get extra defense, which obviously I must have needed. Yeah. I must have needed that extra defense.
Are you worried you ruined your legacy, Kanye?
How? Floyd? Well, stop. I'm not worried. I'm just not worried, period. God is alive. God runs the world. You know, God even runs Hollywood. God is alive. And he's using me right now. He chose me for such a time like this to basically for the media to put their knee on my neck, for Adidas to put their knee on my neck. All I ever wanted at Adidas, I left Nike because Nike wouldn't give me a percentage for my shoes, and I had the Red October, and my girlfriend at the time was pregnant, and I needed to get some money, because if I was the kid that just had the red shoes, I could have never been a black man wearing a red hat. Like Nike would have shut me down immediately, right? But because Adidas was a German company, it gave me a little bit more room to be able to express myself and to actually have a political opinion.
Hey, you know what it is? Let's jump right into it. Kanye West calls out mother of George Floyd's daughter, tells her God don't like ugly. Now, in an angry Instagram post, Kanye West calls out the mother of George Floyd's daughter and sent her a message that reads, God don't like ugly. On Sunday, October 30th, Kanye West jumped on his Instagram page and posted a lengthy note directed at the mother of George Floyd's daughter, Roxy Washington, who is considering suing Kanye for $250 million for defamation. Now, because Ye said Floyd died from fentanyl, not from a police officer officer kneeling on Floyd's neck, now for Roxy Washington and Roxy Washington alone, ye begins his missive. I gave $2 million out of my pocket for the family to help George's daughter, your daughter. I can guarantee that most of those that came for me after my comments didn't do what I did. Even those with millions of dollars in the bank, he continues. How much did BLM give? If you don't know BLM, Black Lives Matter. Now, many gave words, I acted. Now, because of words, you want to sue me for $250 million? Kanye adds, referring to the $250 million lawsuit Roxy Washington's attorney filed against Kanye for offending comments he made about how George Floyd died during his interview on Drink Champs in early October. Now, when I'm going through an economic lynching, a digital lynching, a social credit score bankrupting, you're either being controlled or you're being greedy. Now, Kanye further writes that Roxy should get some business and pokes fun at the hat that she is wearing in a dated photograph that accompanies the Chicago rapper's IG posts. Now, but you better get you some business. For God, get mad, he continues. This is how you try someone who was there for your family. You will never get money from no one else. God don't like ugly. Look at you, hat. Look at you, how ugly you are. Now, you know how I feel about you ugly, and he just goes on to call her ugly and just keeps, basically like just hitting her with those ugly lines right there. Like he's just nonstop on that. Now Kanye then apologizes to George Floyd's family, to the Floyd family. I apologize to you and the black community for my comments on Drink Champs. Humbly, he writes. Now come and get Roxy before she mess up all your money. The Bible is the unbiblical chord. Stay connected. And see, like, with the disrespect he, like, hit her with right there, it's crazy, like, the controversy and the problems it's causing. And, it's just like this hate it's going to start bringing too, even. Now, XXL has reached out to Roxy Washington's attorneys, the Witherspoon Law Group, for comment. And, what they got was that the letter comes after Kanye initially apologized to George Floyd's family and the black community for his reckless and insensitive comments about how George Floyd died on Drink Champs. Now, on Friday, October 28th, the Grammy Award-winning artist answered questions and addressed photographers outside of a store in Los Angeles that Kanye said God has humbled him, and he is now apologetic about making those comments about George Floyd. When the idea of Black Lives Matter came out, it made us come together as a people, he explained. So when I said that and I questioned the death of George Floyd, it hurt my people. It hurt the black people. So I want to apologize because right now God has shown me by what Adidas is doing and by what the media is doing. I know how it feels to have a knee on my neck now. He continued. Kanye concluded, so thank you, God, for humbling me and letting me know how it really felt. Because how could the richest black man ever be humbled other than to be made to not be a billionaire? Now, in front of everyone, off one comment. Now, this was one comment that was posted. Now, on October 15th episode of Drink Champs, Kanye West claimed that George Floyd died from fentanyl, not from a police officer kneeling on Floyd's neck. I watched the George Floyd documentary that Candace Owens puts out. Kanye told Nora and DJ Effin one of the things that that his two roommates said was was a tall guy like me, and it's just like, and the day that he died, he said a prayer for 8 minutes. They hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. And Kanye's West's bigoted comments and weird behavior has resulted in him losing him billionaire status after several companies like Gap, Adidas, Balenciaga, JP Morgan, Chase Bank, and others have terminated their business relationship with him because of all this. And this is just all like some recent news that like came forwards, but you guys let me know what you think in the comments below and hit that like and subscribe. Stay tuned.